Hey there, y'all. Disney D Prince here today with another Disney unboxing. Today we have the Hasbro Disney Villains Cruella DeVille with special plastic-free packaging. So hopefully this is easy to unbox. As you see, she looks pretty much nothing like Cruella DeVille. Like, just 100% nothing like her. The outfit's not the same. The face is barely recognizable. The hair is the thing that pulls it together. And even the hair is not right because she doesn't have a side part. She has a middle part. As evidenced by this drawing right here. But the really strong cheekbones, it works pretty well. You're not used to seeing like a closed mouth smile on Cruella. But she looks pretty good. And you know what? I will take what I can get, considering Disney has not made very many Cruella dolls over the years that are not highly stylized, like fashion designers. Which is fine, considering Cruella is, you know, a fashion designer in the show, or in the movie. But I want something like this. So I'm actually going to show you guys how to get this Cruella DeVille doll to be a little bit more accurate. So we are going to open this, and it just does have a couple of pieces of tape holding it shut, which tape is technically plastic, but I'll give them that. Because, like, you know, there's just hardly any ways to do that. So we are going to take our thing out of here. And I'm going to tilt you guys back down so you can see what I'm doing. So this is what's inside the box. She's just in there. She's held in with some of these the paper rope things, which I like those. Those are pretty good as far as plastic alternatives. I'm not sure on the actual I am not sure on the actual processing if these actually use zero plastic, but it is very cool to see doll companies moving away from plastic. Here she is outside of the box. We do get one of these little like decoder things. You're supposed to decode hidden surprises. Like there's a car under there, which is kind of cool. Like there's some Dalmatian spots, there's shoes, there's the little like skirt thing. But we're actually just going to hit it with the box cutter and just pull everything out this way, because I don't feel like popping taps, really. Okay, and that's everything that comes out of there. So again, kind of a huge box for what we actually get. Like this is the little added skirt piece thing. It's really random. This is, I think, the purse. We're gonna take a look at this. See, this purse is actually pretty close to what Cruella's purse looked like in the film, so this might actually get used in the doll. And then we have this pair of shoes. Very cute. But again, these are really only going to work on Hasbro dolls. Which isn't the end of the world, because I'll use these shoes for my Disney Descendants. But, and then again, these, even though her shoes were red in the film, this is what her dress looks like, and her little, like, cowl. We take that off. So her dress is black and white. It's an quality dress. Like, this is very much cheap polyester satin. Like, look at how wrinkled it looks. Like, this is... because these dolls retail for, I believe, $24. And then here is the UPC. I forgot to show it at the beginning. So that's what the UPC is. So these are still in stores. The only place I've found these really has been Target. Again, no articulation, nothing at the knees. We've just got the hip and the shoulder articulation, and that's it. So here is our Cruella doll. As you can see, you could just kind of toss that other piece over to give her a little bit more of a natural Cruella look, considering we didn't need that one little framing piece of black. There's a lot of gel in her hair, as you can see. That's how that's moving. I am probably going to have to hit this with some hot water just to get out that gel and to loosen her head before I yank it off. But let me show you guys the dress. Now there are actually three different ones where this doll is coming. Because look at this shade. This is a very odd shade. But that is the dress, and then it's got these weird little designs down here. Again, it's really crumpled at the back, and that's just from the packaging. And she does have this, like, very random collar, which is supposed to, like, go down, I think. But I don't know what I would do with that. But let me show you guys what's going to go into this custom Cruella doll. So that's what you get in the but this is all that you get in the $24 Cruella doll. You get this doll body that has no articulation other than the basics. You get a cheap dress and, you know, a couple of accessories. This one being the weirdest skirt piece thing. That's super not necessary. But let me show you how I'm going to upgrade this. So right here I have a Disney Store body that has articulation. As you can see, she's pretty freaking close. This is an Elsa doll. She actually has a different colored hand because I'm using my spare bodies, but that's not really going to matter because we are going to do some other stuff. Because we are going to put these gloves on her. As you can see, same color, but these are fabric gloves. These are actually Belle Classic Doll gloves that I have used fabric paint on. So they are very cute. They did take a while to dry, but they're just the perfect shade, and they're going to go on these hands perfectly. And then because Disney Store dolls have very different feet, I did paint Belle's shoes red, which is not ideal, but I didn't have a heeled foot Belle. And then I have one of my handy-dandy AliExpress dresses, which is a lot closer to Cruella's original look. And the pièce de résistance, a Cruella de Vil fur coat that is from a Disney Store plush doll. So I am going to get this head off, and I will be right back to assemble things. So just a quick rinse under some hot water in the sink, and I've loosened the head off of the doll and fixed the curl pattern to go under a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put it back in here. Now, sometimes we wind up with Hasbro dolls that just don't fit on the doll right. But just look at that. That looks so much better already. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on. Okay. And now we have a nice long dress for our Cruella to wear. And we are going to put on our handy dandy gloves. Now I did paint these gloves while they were being worn, so that way I could avoid the stretch ruining the paint. But even then, there's going to be issues, because there's always the issues with doll gloves, I feel like. I feel like fingers are the worst part of dolls. They just never truly look like they're supposed to. But, as you can see, that looks like that. Now, it did have just a little bit more paint runoff just in the stretch than I was hoping it would. But again, this is sort of transparent, and you could always order red gloves. I did have extra pink gloves that I could have also painted that probably wouldn't have shown through as much as the yellow, but I had these that weren't associated with any doll outfit, because I did have the pink gloves that were used from the other Belle doll. Okay, thing, come out. There we go. Okay, as you can see, that paint's still coming off a little bit on my hands, which I don't love that, but I do love the way this looks in the end, because it is very cute this way. But yes, and then we would put our shoes on, our red shoes, yes. There we go. And then we would put our doll arms through, and thankfully much of those gloves are going to be hidden in these sleeves, just like this. And we can actually take our Cruella doll, make her hair a little bit wilder, and we can just kind of go like this. And she looks a lot more like movie accurate Cruella now, which is always my goal. And I have no idea how I would do like the bang spiky things, because I'm not a hair guy, but I think she looks a lot better. And we can put this little purse on her arm, and bada boom. That's how we've got our much more movie accurate Cruella. She's wanting to show a little too much cleavage. But yeah. So, I mean, yes, I did have to do a little work on some of these, and preferably I would have better gloves, or maybe I'll just paint the hands red. I don't love that idea, but it does work, because it gives you much more of a defined hand than these, but I prefer to have gloves. But yeah, so I mean, the face itself is not bad once you get it onto a more screen accurate outfit, but this body was just not doable. Like, there was nothing you would want to do with that. But ideally, I would love to get a better body for her that has heels to where I could repaint some Barbie shoes red. But this is a much better Cruella doll for my collection than the Hasbro was to start. I am still hoping to get my hands on the Disney Villains collection that Mattel did in like '98. That was spectacular, and that's a perfect Cruella doll. But for now, this doll works. She's very cute. I like that I got the coat for her, and that this dress works at the length that I wanted it to. The coat is just slightly big because, again, it was made for a 14-inch plush doll, so it's thicker. But it does make like the perfect length for these, and the sleeves aren't too terribly long, but it's just this collar is so thick comparatively because this is like stuffed animal fluff. But yeah, so this is my new Cruella DeVille doll because I love me some Disney villains. So if you guys have any questions on the materials that I used in this, please let me know in the comments. If you guys stick around, I'm going to eventually do a Disney doll review video of all of my collection and break it up into different categories. So if you'd like to see reviews of Disney dolls, stick around because I'm gonna do one of those here in a bit. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, leave comments and leave a like if you enjoyed it, and follow along for some more fun unboxings. Bye, y'all. Be bad.